The early 1900s were a remarkable time in America, a period marked by rapid growth and significant change. The nation was evolving with the birth of new ideas, yet America was presented with many challenges: corrupted corporations and trusts, unequal rights for workers, and the U.S. on the brink of a devastating war. Despite these difficulties, new American leaders rose to prominence, individuals who not only confronted these challenges, but also redefined democracy for future generations. Today, we celebrate 8 influential political figures who left a significant mark during their time. Our first candidate for the Hall of Fame is the youngest president in American history, Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt was born into a wealthy New York family, but unfortunately suffered from severe asthma and was quite sickly. Due to this, he decided to build up his body through exercise and also had a love for nature at a young age. After attending Harvard University for 4 years, he decided to serve as the police commissioner of New York for a brief period of time, and later he became the Assistant Secretary of the Navy. His command of the Rough Riders during the Battle of San Juan Hill made him a national hero and paved his way for presidency. As president, he promoted a domestic policy called the Square Deal, advocating for consumer protection, control of corporations, and conservation. Roosevelt took a stand against corporate monopolies, created reforms in food and drug safety, and safeguarded over 230 million acres of public land. His foreign policy, speak softly and carry a big stick, established America as a significant force on the world stage. His ideals were reflected during his presidency, which became a powerful force for positive change. Following Roosevelt was William Howard Taft, his chosen successor for presidency. Born in Ohio, Taft was the son of Alphonso Taft, a well-known lawyer who served in Grant's cabinet. He graduated from Yale University and later studied law at Cincinnati Law School. He began his career as a lawyer and judge, eventually becoming a circuit court judge in 1892. Under President McKinley, he was appointed as the civil governor of the Philippines and focused on civil service and educational reforms. Afterward, he served as the Secretary of War under Roosevelt, who later nominated him as his successor. Like Roosevelt, Taft upheld progressive reforms during his presidency by doubling the number of antitrust lawsuits and improving the civil service, earning him the nickname Taft the Trustbuster. His administration also ratified the 17th Amendment, greatly enhancing democracy in the U.S. Later, he became the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court after his presidency. Although Taft had a pretty mediocre presidency, his skill and dedication to law were shown throughout his life. Next is Woodrow Wilson, who infused the White House with intellect. Born in Virginia, he grew up during the Reconstruction era. After graduating from Princeton, he earned a PhD in political science and history from Johns Hopkins, becoming the only president with a doctorate. During 1902 to 1910, he served as the president of Princeton and eventually became the governor of New Jersey in 1910. In the 1912 election, he beat both Taft and Roosevelt, both of whom were former presidents. As president, he led the world through World War I and redefined America's role on the global stage. Although he advocated for the League of Nations, which would supposedly stop all war, he was never able to create it. Domestically, he implemented banking reforms through the Federal Reserve and backed important labor legislation. However, Wilson's administration implemented segregationist policies due to Wilson himself being one of the most racist presidents growing up in the South. Nonetheless, his commitment to diplomacy and democracy stands prominently in American history.
With the arrival of the Roaring Twenties came Calvin Coolidge, known to many as Silent Cal. Being born on July 4th made him the only president to be born on Independence Day. He entered politics in Northampton, Massachusetts, climbing up the ladder until he eventually became the governor. During the Boston police strike of 1919, he proclaimed, "There is no right to strike against the public safety by anybody, anywhere, anytime," cementing his nomination as the vice president in 1920. After Harding died in 1923, he served as president and was even re-elected in 1924. Silent Cal firmly believed that government intervention should be minimal and was very pro-business, even once declaring, "The business of America is business." This approach fostered economic growth, although some might even argue that it caused the Great Depression. Either way, it created a notion that sometimes the most effective leaders are those who recognize when to step back. Next, we have Herbert Hoover, known to everyone as the Great Humanitarian. Born in Iowa to a Quaker family, he was orphaned at the age of 9 and later lived with his relatives. With a degree in geology, he became a very successful mining engineer, working in many international locations. Before his presidency, he organized relief efforts that fed millions during World War I, especially in Belgium. Afterward, as the Secretary of Commerce, he promoted growth in new areas such as radio and aviation. However, during the Great Depression, his belief in individual effort was unable to prevent economic devastation. Though often unjustly blamed for the crisis, Hoover's lifelong dedication to serving others shows everyone that even the best intentions can falter in the face of overwhelming challenges. While all these presidents shaped policies from the capital, Robert Fighting Bob Lafayette fought for reform on the ground. Born in Wisconsin, he attended the University of Wisconsin in 1879 and started his career as a district attorney. As governor and senator from Wisconsin, he opposed corruption and supported individual or citizen empowerment through progressive initiatives like primary systems, secret ballots, and direct elections. Lafayette's vision of a government serving the people, not corporations, inspired many, and it also transformed American democracy, proving that courage and hard work can truly change a country's ideals.
Next is Al Smith, a champion of workers' rights and advocate for safe workplaces and improved house conditions. Born in New York, he entered politics through Tammany Hall. Smith, unlike the previous nominees, was self-educated and had never graduated from high school. Eventually, he rose up and became the governor of New York. His opposition against the KKK during an era ruled by the Klan was remarkable, and his anti-prohibitionist nature earned him the favor of many. As the first Catholic major party presidential nominee in 1928, Smith broke barriers during the era ridden with prejudice. Although he was unable to secure the win, his candidacy paved the way for future leaders and made politics more inclusive. Finally, we have Franklin D. Roosevelt, or known as FDR, a leader who faced insurmountable odds and reignited the nation's hope. When he worked and took office in 1933, America was still fighting the Great Depression and was in a staggering unemployment and had failing banks. Yet with his calm resolve, FDR reassured the nation, famously saying, "First of all, let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself." His fireside chats connected him directly to the people, creating a sense of community and personal connection, transforming that fear into faith and hope. Through his New Deal initiatives, he not only restored jobs and stabilized the banking system, but he also created safety nets that endure today. The Social Security Act created aid after retirement. The Fair Labor Standards Act protected workers' rights by setting a national standard for minimum wage and maximum work hours. The creation of the Civilian Conservation Corps provided millions of Americans with jobs on public work projects. FDR didn't just mend an economy, he rejuvenated the American spirit, guiding the nation through one of its darkest chapters and preparing it for a new one. Overall, these 8 leaders played a vital role in this transformative era of American politics. Each of their legacies is significant, yet only one truly saved the country during a time of despair. For his courage, compassion, and unwavering belief in the American people, we proudly honor him, the only and one and only Franklin D. Roosevelt. A great leader shouldn't only demonstrate great power, but should also give hope to those who are lost. We not only showed great leadership, but also able to lift those who had fallen. When all hope seemed lost, he gave the nation strength again and legacy that inspired the presidencies that followed.